pick.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Negotiate.
800 bucks.
900.
850.
Close.
Are we doing it? It's a deal.
All right.
Score. Flying across the field feeling like that guy did in 1937.
They're the masters of the art of picking.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
Most of the time.
I'm going to give you $600. Nope.
American.
Mike Wolfe's girlfriend Letitia Klein has finally addressed rumors that she will join American Pickers after the show's ratings crisis in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. The History Channel show has seen a massive drop in viewers since its other main star, Frank Fritz, left the show due to health issues before his passing in September 2024. Mike, 60, has already confirmed that the upcoming American Pickers season will honor his former co-host Frank, who died from a stroke in September at the age of 60. Other changes could be underway for the series, as fans have insisted a shakeup to the cast could help bring the numbers back up. Following speculation, Letitia, 46, might finally make her American Pickers debut after 3 years of dating Mike. She addressed the rumors in an interview with the U.S. Sun. When asked if we would see her on the upcoming season, Letitia cryptically said, "I don't know. But I've been joking that I'm going to do this show called The Pick After the Pick because I go to all of them. I'm always there and I get to pick afterwards and I find the best stuff. I'm going where the good stuff happens." She added that all the good stuff of what they're able to find on their antique hunts happens off camera. While fans will have to wait to see if Letitia ends up popping up in the new season, Mike revealed in a separate chat with the U.S. Sun that the show will absolutely be honoring Frank. Speaking on the legacy the show now has worldwide, he gushed, "The show is in 63 countries now, so it's not just content for the US, it's all over the place. What's interesting about it is now there's Italian pickers, there's Irish pickers, Canadian pickers, there's so much energy with it. People loving the show that they want to tell their own history. And so now they're plugging all that in, which I think is really interesting. And we get emails from all over the world, and we just feel really blessed that I think it's really a show about all of us because I think we all collect something we all want to treasure hunt." After speaking on the lasting legacy, Mike's longtime co-star, Frank, was brought up as he was an integral part of Pickers' popularity. When asked if the upcoming season planned to honor Frank, Mike appeared to get emotional as he said, "Absolutely we do. So we've been very blessed. We had the same crew for 13 years. Everybody I worked with was very close to Frank. There's not a day that goes by that we don't think of him and talk about him, or what he would have done, or what he would have enjoyed. I've known Frank since I was in 8th grade, and we're very close to each other. He was the godfather to my nieces, and I was lucky to be there when he passed." He held back tears as he discussed continuing to feel his friend's presence even after his passing. "It's hard to talk about still just because it's so new, but sometimes I feel like I'm going to see him. I was at the airport last week, and for some reason somebody walked by, and I feel like I can call him still. It's hard, but we be where we're at without Frank. Him and I worked very hard together. All of us did. The guys behind the scenes. And so I wouldn't be standing here today if he wasn't standing with me for almost 15 years on the show." Mike co-hosted the show with Frank back when the series premiered on the History Channel in 2010. In 2020, Frank's final episode aired as speculation began he wouldn't be returning to the series. A year later, it was officially confirmed that Frank had left the show following a series of severe health issues, substance abuse struggles, as well as alleged tension with Mike. 3. New TV or digital content. While American Pickers is taking a break, Wolfe could pivot to a different kind of show, perhaps a documentary series on preservation, a travel show, or even a YouTube channel focused on antique hunting. 4. Advocacy and preservation work. Wolfe has long been an advocate for historic preservation. He may increase his involvement in conservation projects or partner with museums and historical societies. Will American Pickers return? History Channel has not officially announced the cancellation of American Pickers, leaving the door open for possible return. The term long break suggests that Wolfe isn't ruling out coming back, just taking time to recharge and reassess. If the show does return, it may look different. Robbie Wolfe or another co-host could take on a larger role, or the format could evolve to focus more on specific themes, like classic cars, Americana, or international picking. Fan reactions. The news of the hiatus has sparked mixed reactions. Some fans are devastated, taking to social media to express their disappointment. No more American Pickers? What am I supposed to watch now? This show got me through lockdown. At PickingFan92. Others, however, understand Wolfe's need for a break. Mike deserves this. 15. For years, American Pickers has been a staple of History Channel's lineup, following Mike Wolfe and his team as they hunt for hidden treasures in barns, garages, and forgotten collections across America. But recently, the show has faced a ratings slump, leading to speculation about its future and whether fresh faces could help revive its appeal. One name that keeps coming up? Letitia Cline, Mike Wolfe's longtime girlfriend. Rumors have swirled for months that the former Deal or No Deal model and entrepreneur might join the show, either as a co-host or in a recurring role. Now, for the first time, Cline is setting the record straight. Who is Letitia Cline? Before diving into the rumors, let's get to know Letitia Cline. The 45-year-old Kentucky native is far more than just Mike Wolfe's partner. She's a successful businesswoman, journalist, and former TV personality in her own right. Modeling and TV career. Cline got her start as a model, appearing in campaigns for brands like Harley-Davidson and Budweiser. She later became a briefcase model on Deal or No Deal and hosted shows like Corbin's Ride On and American Thunder. Entrepreneurship. She founded the eco-conscious fashion brand Lovely and Luxe and has been involved in various business ventures. Journalism. Cline has written for outlets like Playboy and Maxim, covering travel, culture, and motorsports. Given her background, it's no surprise fans have wondered if she'd bring her charm and expertise to American Pickers. The rumors. Will Letitia Cline join American Pickers? Speculation about Cline joining the show has been brewing for years, but it intensified in 2024 as American Pickers faced declining ratings and behind-the-scenes drama. Why fans think she'd be a good fit. Chemistry with Mike Wolfe. The couple has been together since 2018 and often shares their love for antiques and road trips on social media. TV experience. Unlike some reality stars, Cline has actual hosting and on-camera experience. Fresh energy. With original co-host Frank Fritz gone and ratings slipping, fans believe a new dynamic could help. The ratings crisis. American Pickers has seen a steady decline in viewership since its peak in the early 2010s. Factors include Frank Fritz's exit, his 2021 departure, due to health and personal issues, left a void. Repetitive format. Some fans feel the show has become predictable. Competition. Newer reality shows and streaming platforms have drawn viewers away. Could Letitia Cline be the shakeup the show needs? American Pickers star Frank Fritz's antiques will be auctioned off after he tragically passed away 2 years after suffering a debilitating stroke. Frank died at age 60 on September 30th with loved ones, including longtime friend and co-star Mike Wolfe by his side. Frank was a longtime collector of motorcycles, vintage signs, and other antiques, as he even owned antique store Frank Fritz Finds in Savannah, Illinois. In an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun, Frank's longtime friend Jerry Gendreau revealed what will happen to the American Pickers star's beloved antiques. They're going to have an auction. That's what I would do because of his fan base. I think he'll do really, really well with an auction. In 2021, the U.S. Sun photographed Frank at his $155,000 Iowa farmhouse in Davenport, Iowa. In one of Frank's outhouses on the property, Frank showed off rows of motorcycles from his personal collection. Through the years, viewers of American Pickers have watched Frank purchase items from vintage signs to antique mannequins. Jerry previously told the U.S. Sun some of the bikes will be displayed at a store. Frank Fritz Finds is located in the back room of Jerry's bar, Hog Dogs, in Savannah, Illinois. Jerry told a U.S. Sun in October, "We have been an antique store for 35 years. We'll probably continue to be that. We may display motorcycles and choppers that represent Frank. Right now it's set up as an 1880s general store. Maybe there'll be bikes on a rack all the way down the center. We're trying to contemplate what other people want me to do." Frank Fritz Finds sells small antiques from $35 oil cans to a $30 vintage typewriter. Frank wasn't as involved in the business after he suffered the stroke in July 2022 at his Iowa home, Frank's friends filed an emergency appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the star on August 18th, claiming his decision-making capacity is so impaired from the stroke. The conservatorship papers obtained by the U.S. Sun revealed plans for the store during his health battle. The initial plan filed by conservator Midwest One Bank read, "Mr. Fritz is a well-known collector and has numerous outbuildings full of valuable collections." The conservator has not yet inventoried those items, but plans to leave them largely as they are now, with the exception of stocking Mr. Fritz's antique store in Savannah, Illinois as needed. Conservator is hopeful Frank will be able to participate in selection and pricing of items as he did previously. Frank left American Pickers in 2020 to undergo back surgery. He never returned and was officially let go in 2021, despite fan outrage over the cast shakeup. Mike's brother Robbie replaced Frank on the show, while Jersey John Saleh later became a full-time cast member. Frank revealed his feud with Mike, 59, during an interview with the U.S. Sun in 2021. Frank said, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is." The show is tilted towards him 1,000%. "I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith and there's Steven Tyler, and he's the frontman. I found my spot, I'm second, and he's number 1 on the show. That's no problem with me. Maybe he does have a problem." Final years. The stroke left Frank wheelchair-bound as he was in rehabilitation. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances, a source previously told the U.S. Sun in August 2023. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side. Jerry previously gave insight into Frank's health struggles in the months before his passing. He felt really, really bad, he told previously the U.S. Sun. You would go to see him in the nursing home, and one half of his body was completely done. He would lift his arm up, and it would just drop. That's got to be tough to be totally bedridden. Jerry explained how Frank grew frustrated because he couldn't come out and say what he wanted to say, though some days were much, much better than others. "I've seen this when people get tired, they get tired. I think if you don't have the will to live, you won't," Jerry said. "I think Frank could have lived a lot longer if the will to live would have been there." Letitia Klein finally speaks out. In an exclusive interview with People magazine, Klein addressed the rumors head-on. "I love what Mike does, and I'm so proud of American Pickers and its legacy," she said. "But right now, my focus is on my own projects, my writing, my brand, and supporting Mike behind the scenes." While she didn't outright reject the idea of appearing on the show, she made it clear she isn't actively pursuing a role. "Never say never, but as of now, I'm not joining the cast," she added with a laugh. Mike's got the world of antique collecting and reality television was struck by tragedy with the passing of American Pickers star Frank Fritz. The beloved picker, known for his sharp eye for rare finds and his passion for vintage motorcycles, left behind an incredible collection of antiques that will soon go up for auction. Among the most notable items are his prized motorcycles, a testament to his lifelong love of two-wheeled treasures. A life dedicated to picking. Frank Fritz became a household name as one half of the dynamic duo on American Pickers, alongside Mike Wolfe. The History Channel show, which premiered in 2010, followed the two as they traveled across America in search of hidden gems, rusty relics, vintage signs, rare automobiles, and, of course, motorcycles. Frank's expertise and affable personality made him a fan favorite, and his sudden departure from the show in 2021 left many wondering about his future in the picking world. Tragically, Fritz's health struggles, including a stroke in 2022, led to a decline in his well-being. His passing in July 2024 sent shockwaves through the antique community, leaving fans and fellow collectors mourning the loss of a true icon. Now, his personal collection, a lifetime of carefully curated finds, is set to be auctioned, offering fans and collectors a chance to own a piece of his legacy. The auction, a treasure trove of history. The upcoming auction, managed by a leading antique sales company, will feature hundreds of items from Fritz's personal stash. While the full catalog is still being finalized, insiders confirm that the sale will include vintage motorcycles. Fritz was an avid motorcycle enthusiast, and his collection includes rare and restored bikes from brands like Harley-Davidson, Indian, and Triumph. Antique signs. As seen on American Pickers, Fritz had an eye for vintage advertising, and his collection boasts rare porcelain and neon signs. Classic automobilia. Gas pumps, oil cans, and other automotive memorabilia that reflect America's love affair with the open road. Folk art and oddities. Fritz had a soft spot for the weird and wonderful, and the auction will include one-of-a-kind folk art pieces and quirky collectibles. The motorcycles, a passion project. Perhaps the most anticipated lots in the auction are Fritz's motorcycles. Friends and co-stars often spoke about his deep connection to bikes, both as a collector and a rider. Among the highlights, a 1940s Harley-Davidson knucklehead, a fully restored classic that Fritz reportedly spent years tracking down. A 1950s Indian chief, a rare find that he once called the crown jewel of his collection. A 1970s Triumph Bonneville, a bike he personally restored and rode on cross-country trips. These machines weren't just showpieces, they were part of Fritz's life, and their sale marks the end of an era for those who followed his journey. A bittersweet farewell. For fans of American Pickers, the auction is a chance to own a tangible piece of the show's history. For fellow collectors, it's an opportunity to acquire rare items handpicked by one of the best in the business. But for those who knew Frank personally, it's a bittersweet moment, a final chapter in the story of a man who lived for the thrill of the hunt. Proceeds from the auction are expected to go toward Fritz's estate, with some rumors suggesting a portion may be donated to stroke recovery charities, a cause close to his heart following his own health battle. Legacy of a picker. Frank Fritz's impact on the world of antiques cannot be overstated. He brought the thrill of discovery into living rooms across America, inspiring a new generation of pickers. His collection, now up for auction, is more than just a grouping of objects. It's a reflection of a man who loved history, storytelling, and the joy of finding something forgotten and giving it new life. As the gavel falls on each lot, it won't just be antiques changing hands. It'll be pieces of Frank's passion, his humor, and his relentless curiosity. And in that way, his legacy will live on, one treasure at a time.